Going on, guys? The Film&Everything Podcast. We're back with another episode. Today we're gonna be talking some video game news, I guess. Leaks, The Last of Us leaks. If you haven't heard about it already, it's been all over the internet, and we're a little late on it, but we are gonna discuss the Clone Wars series finale, which was amazing, and anything. There's not much news anymore right now. And yes, I'm gonna just acknowledge it because I know people are gonna be like, "Wait, what? The mustache?"
Oh,
Yeah, I do have just a mustache. Don't ask me why I did it. I just did it. I'm just throwing it out there, like the elephant in the room, because it is wait, why does he have a mustache? So that's out of the way. So the first thing, the main thing we wanted to kind of talk about for some time, and we hate leaks. We for Game of Thrones, we chose not to read it, because those had leaks, I think, for the later episodes. Endgame, we stayed away. We went on full lockdown. Yeah, lockdown. Rise of Skywalker, we caved in because Star Wars was just in a terrible place, and everybody was saying how bad it was.
yeah, but I don't even think
And
it was
even
true.
then, and even some of them were true and some of them weren't. And even then, the movie still shocked us. We read the leaks thinking it was going to prepare us, and the movie was still
Shit.
worse than we expected. So that's just to give you guys an idea. And so that's probably the only spoilers we've ever read, leak-wise. So Last of Us 2 came out. Leaks came out. Supposedly what they're saying, it was hackers.
Yeah.
They hacked into their servers or something through their servers. They were able to get access to
They found a way to get in, and
I guess a developer version of the game or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was, we saw. Okay, so let us explain before we've been super excited for Last of Us 2. The first game came out 7 years ago?
2013.
So yeah, 7 years ago. Super pumped when we heard the leaks came out. We went full end game mode. We were just like, no, we're not gonna read anything. Just stay off,
But then we saw was it some YouTube channels?
Yeah,
like Tyrone.
so we were staying off the grid, right? We weren't reading comment sections, but then there was more and more backlash on the leaks. Everybody was saying how bad they were, right? And we were like, oh, that's probably just haters, right? People love to. It's a Sony game. You have those Sony haters or whatever, right? So I was like, no, just don't listen to it. Don't listen to it. And then. But all the backlash, and then all of these YouTubers that we follow, Tyrone Magnus, who was the MBG that you follow. I think you follow him.
Is it MGB or MB? I don't know.
MBG or MGB. He was, again, he's a huge.
Yeah, because I've been watching his
fan.
channel for a while.
Yeah.
And he was super pumped. He was excited.
Yeah, he considers himself like a Sony fanboy.
Yeah, and then when I saw his video reacting to it, it's like the wind was knocked out of him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my,
where he's not even getting the game anymore.
Yeah.
These people are saying that they're not getting the game anymore. And again, we're not going to discuss leaks. We're not going to actually go in depth what the leaks are. We're just giving our feedback on it. So don't worry about any spoilers. If you guys don't want to be spoiled, we won't be spoiling anything. But we are going to give our reactions to it. So all these YouTubers that we follow were saying this is awful, and it all sounded very familiar to what we heard about Rise of Skywalker and Game of Thrones. Because when the Endgame leaks came out, there wasn't any backlash. People were just spoiling it. But
For
when
what?
For Endgame, but for Game of Thrones and Rise of Skywalker, it was just pure backlash. People saying how bad it was, and we ignored the noise, right? For the most part, but this is
I wanted to read it.
But this is that same noise again. You know what I mean? We were getting that.
I've been hurt too many times.
Yeah, so it was that same noise, and we not only did we read the leaks, we saw
2
all hour and
50.
35 minutes. It was 30. Yeah, it was an hour and 35 minutes.
45.
No, 35.
It's almost close to 2 hours.
An hour and 35 minutes of footage, and by footage we mean the startup menu, the startup screen,
Intro,
the whole intro to the game, cutscenes,
gameplay. I think the ending. I'm not sure.
It seemed like third act material. So at first we read the leaks, completely destroyed us. And again, we're not gonna explain why or anything, but it's very Last Jedi type of backlash, where
No, but it's
you have a IP so loved by fans, and it does feel like the fans are getting shitted on here. There's a lot of things in there, and we're not gonna get into it in depth, but it's very disappointing. It's very
to me when
insulting, I guess, too. It's kind of insulting in the sense of these are your favorite characters. Fans love the first game, and
I played.
They just I felt like they really wanted to just subvert expectations or add that shock value.
It felt like Game of Thrones. Watching the video, it's more about shock value than story. Because I played Last of Us when it came out 2013. So I was 13 when I played it.
Yeah, that was a great game.
No, 13. Yeah, I was 13 when I played it. I loved that game, and I played it on PS3. I loved it.
You beat it a good amount of times.
I beat it 9 times.
Yeah.
And then I bought the remaster and beat it even more. So I love that game, and I played a lot of the online. The online was really good too. Man, when I saw those leaks,
it was very crushing.
It just
and it's confirmed. That's the thing.
And plus, like all the issues have been like months before the leaks about the issue with crunch going on with Naughty Dog.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Like X, because supposedly like 70% of people who worked on the original stuff are all gone. I think it was if you look back, I think it was like Uncharted 4 or something. I saw a video, I think it was like Uncharted 4 or Last of Us, the first one, half the people you see in the credits are no longer, 70% of people don't even work there no more.
So they're slowly bringing in a new...
So it's a whole, I think it's 70% of people don't even work there. And I said, they left. And I think, I read this thing, I forgot her name. Do you know that lady that we saw a video on, they were talking about that... She did Uncharted. She did the Uncharted games. She wrote them.
Oh yeah, she was and co-director, I think.
And co-director, yeah, I think the first Last of Us.
I think she was part of. No, the first Last of Us was Neil.
Yeah, I know it was him, but I think she helped with that story.
With Uncharted, I think it was Uncharted.
Or Uncharted, I forgot.
Last of Us was his first real thing on his own.
Do you have your phone? I forgot.
Check it. I know it was wasn't it Helly something? Helly something? I can't remember.
Well, anyway, supposedly, she was forced out by Neil. Mm-hmm. It was a rumor.
She was co-director with him, I believe, through all the games.
And then I read another thing, I believe it was on Kotaku, that game testers, they fired game testers because they weren't agreeing with the story, and they were firing them because they weren't, because supposedly they went back and changed the game because the people who were playing it, they weren't liking the characters that they wanted them to like. Yeah. And if you read the leaks, you know who that is. But yeah. So and then they went back and they fired some people. So there's been a lot of
Naughty Dog has been under some traction lately. It's
because I think crunch, the crunching. Before, I was talking about the crunch, it was a crunch. I mean, I think that's part of it. Until I read into it and saw that workers, even the girl who got forced out. There was a rumor that she got forced out. She even said, the thing is, she put more into her work than family. She was saying that some of the workers didn't even see they wouldn't even see their family that much. Yeah. Because they were working so much. So supposedly Naughty Dog has a bad crunch over there. So I don't know what's going on over there.
With the crunching, it's their games are beautiful games. So
but they're burning out a lot of people.
But the whole thing of game testers or people, if they're not liking the story, that they're just
firing
them on the spot or something.
That's why I read up. I think it was on
that's pretty harsh. So people are worried about. I'm worried about the direction of Naughty Dog overall. And again, people are saying context.
And it's crazy because people have been saying that for a while now too. That the way
it's been boiling.
I think Uncharted 4. Some people had an issue with that female character that was in there. I mean, I
thought she was fine. Yeah.
I liked her, the one with the afro. Is it Nadine Ross?
Probably. No, I forgot her name, but
or was that her name was the Lost Legacy characters. Yeah. And then they made the Lost Legacy game, which I actually liked it.
Yeah, I beat Lost Legacy. I enjoyed it.
I actually liked it, but people are seeing, I guess, the way they're going. It's weird. Some people just know. Like
Yeah,
some people see it before
again,
everyone
and I
else.
enjoyed those games. I had no problem
I
with
love
those.
Uncharted 4.
Yeah,
I think it's like my favorite.
and even Lost Legacy I enjoyed as well.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like their games have been great up to this point. And again, we haven't played the game. You know, everybody's gonna say context is everything. But from what we read and what we saw,
it's a lot. We saw a lot.
And we saw gameplay, we saw cutscenes, and we hate that. Like I felt so terrible watching and reading it, but just what we saw, yeah, a lot of people are saying it. Like, thank you for saving us $60. I don't even know if we're gonna get the game.
I'm still thinking on it.
We're waiting to see once the game is actually out, which Sony didn't even say anything about the leaks. They just
Naughty Dog.
They announced
who came out.
Yeah, Naughty Dog came out, but Sony just announced the release date, and Naughty Dog came out speaking on it.
And I wondered maybe they did that to force the game to come out early, because maybe the game was supposed to be pushed back longer.
I think, I'm sure the game was supposed to.
Because it doesn't make sense, because the initial release date was February. Then they pushed to May 31st. Now June 19.
Yeah, and they delayed it to indefinite, right? So that I think meant I was thinking end of the year to see where this whole pandemic goes.
Like an article, it's like, oh, like supposedly on the PlayStation Store, it came out saying Last of Us Part 2 was coming out like December 31st.
I believe that because they're just trying to let this pandemic go down. But with this, they know these leaks are so.
It was like
these are huge leaks. These are the whole game. The whole game is out, and
like the main plot points.
Yeah, and they know fans. You know, that was the first thing I thought of. These fans know, like, they know leaks are out. I can find out the whole story right now, or do I just wait indefinitely until whenever they decide to release this game? We don't know how long that's going to be. So fans are impatient. They're going to read the leaks. Sony knows this.
Yeah.
So the first thing they did was we need to just release this game.
Yeah,
because if not, because they're going to lose money anyway. If they just kept waiting, they were going to lose money because everybody was going to read the leaks. If the game comes out in December, nobody's going to buy it because the hype has died down because everybody knows what happens. Instead, they're just like, let's just push it in June. We have this month of like they released a trailer today.
Back, Ghost of Tsushima. Into July, and they put that one in there.
So they gave us this month to they released a trailer, give it some hype, and also give people who haven't read the leaks yet that hope of like, okay, it's coming out in June. I'll just wait. So that was a smart move.
I was gonna wait until I saw the backlash.
Yeah, we were holding off. We didn't read the leaks until it was a couple of days, maybe a week. But there was so much backlash, and YouTubers that we trust and follow were even upset. To
go read it.
They were upset. Like they weren't gonna. They're just not gonna buy the game anymore. And it's true. This is not a movie that you can pay $10. This is $60.
No,
you had the collectors.
I was gonna get that. I was gonna get the collector's edition.
That's we're talking $100. Some people are paying over $100.
Oh, and the people who are gonna buy the Ellie edition.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like $230.
Yeah. So imagine, paying that much money and the game is just completely gonna flip you upside down and I understand subverting expectations and all that, but
it was more shock value.
This is just. It felt too like almost like Last Jedi. It just like why it felt insulting. Like with just character wise, story wise, I was like, really, this is the story? So many years, and Naughty Dog saying we're not gonna do a sequel unless we have a great story. I was like, really, that's
still a great story?
And like this is the way. It just makes me regret even knowing that there's a second one. I just want it to end where one ends, and that's it.
Yeah, and the reason why people are more mad, or getting really pissed off, is because one doesn't need a sequel. The way the first one ends, it's over. Like
it's a nice open ending, yeah.
So now you're kind of forcing a sequel, and then it's
not.
And so far,
yeah.
I mean, what I've seen almost 2 hours basically.
And we have confirmed. There's level lists. For this game,
level
confirmed
list, gameplay showing it,
confirmed level list. So we know. I'm not gonna get, but we know things that's just confirmed, and it's like, and again, this is what we think. I don't know if we're gonna get the game. We're gonna wait till reviews come out, reviews from fans and YouTubers that we know that are still gonna play the game. That we're just gonna wait and see. But from what we know, it's very. it's that little bit of hope of like, okay, let's let the game come out.
When I was watching,
but what we know, it's very upsetting.
Like today, they released a story trailer, the new one, and people were going on saying that
it's very misleading.
Yeah, like it's misleading how we can do this to the fans that are waiting. And they even disabled the likes and dislikes.
Yeah,
and
people are like, oh, we get comments, but likes and dislikes. Why? That's already that's a little overboard.
Because they know that everyone is just gonna.
Yeah, they released this trailer as their last push of like for anybody who hasn't been spoiled.
And it's a good trailer.
It's a great trailer, but now we know.
I know what
they
happens.
had us fooled. They did because I was excited all this time, and that's why when I read it, I was like, I was so in shock. I was like, this is really.
It felt like Game of Thrones mixed with Last Jedi.
Yeah, of just like that, like what?
Where
it doesn't make sense.
Like more shock value. It doesn't make sense. Just a bad story. Yeah. I mean, like game looks great. Cutscenes, man. When we were watching those cutscenes, I was like, damn.
Yeah.
I will listen.
And there's a lot of rumors about a lot of political propaganda being pushed in this game, which I'm not gonna get into because it's rumors and there's a lot of things. There's some things that are true and some things that are still not confirmed.
Yeah.
But if Naughty Dog is going to go start going down this direction.
Like supposedly a certain Anita Scar.
Oh, I don't. Yeah.
Like supposedly, like when I read up somewhere that she helped with the game, not helped, but like I guess it was involved somehow.
Yeah. So what people are the rumor there's like an activist. Pretty much down the bottom line is people are worried that Naughty Dog is starting to go down this political agenda route with their games and. At the end of the day,
it's a game. Like
Naughty Dog has always done so well, Yeah. That's why I was so in shock. Like, why are they doing this? Because they've always done. Uncharted has had great female characters and Lost Legacy, right? And they've always Last of Us. Ellie is a great character. So that's why I was like, with all the rumors that are going around, I was like, man, why are they? What are they doing?
And I think the reason why there's so much backlash too, I think, is because people are worried that games are going to go in the same round as movies.
Yeah, where it's just like a political lecture.
Yeah, and Because I'm gonna be honest, it's very draining in movies already. Like seeing that, but now in my games as well, where look, I just want to like play a game.
Yeah,
I want to escape everything else.
Yeah,
because you don't like things being shoved down your throat.
Yeah,
like you don't like it.
But that's why with Naughty Dog, I was so in shock. I was like, "What? Like you guys have been doing so well. Like,
well, I don't know.
You have great things going on. So yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm a little worried with Naughty Dog, but
because I keep reading all these like articles and watching videos of that. Oh, how the work environment is really bad, and
it seems like Naughty Dog is going through a shift right now. They're going through a transition period.
If that's true, like 70% of people no longer work there.
Yeah.
Like you want, I think it was the Uncharted 4. I think it was the Uncharted 4 credits. 70% of people no longer work there no more. That's crazy.
Yep.
And supposedly that people are getting burnt out. That that some people don't even want to work anymore in the game, business.
It's a shame. It seems like Naughty Dog is going through this a very weird transitional thing. There's just too many things adding up with them. And again, I don't like the leaks. People could defend it by saying, "Oh, but the context, fine. I understand that, but I just don't like of how they're doing things already. It's not what it is. Certain things, it's like, why are you doing that? But there's certain things that are in the game that it's how they did it, where it feels disrespectful.
There's a point in the game where it's weird. I don't agree with what they're doing,
and it's a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah,
but and again, we're not saying not to buy the game. We're not saying
buy it if you want.
If you don't even know the leaks, just if you want to go for it, go for it.
Yeah.
But we're just disappointed. We're just disappointed.
I'm gonna wait now. I already canceled my pre-order.
Yeah, all we can do is weather the storm and see what.
And if people say that, it's nothing.
Yeah, it's not like what you read, and the thing is, we've seen cutscenes. We've seen.
Maybe it's an old footage. I don't know. Maybe it's a footage that they cut from the game.
Context. Maybe it's context.
I mean, I'm like after watching that story trailer, it kind of confirms a lot.
So. Yeah, but let's see what happens. That was huge news. It's been all over the place. Just don't even read comments, if anything, about Last of Us, because it's like right away, like the first comment, and it's images that are very easy to ruin the game for you. So, the next thing I actually wanted to talk about was, which I thought was like crazy news, was the Tom Cruise thing. Tom Cruise is supposedly gonna film a movie in space. Like, he's actually gonna go to space, and he's gonna be teaming with Elon Musk's SpaceX. And there's still no report on what director yet or anything, but Tom Cruise
James Cameron
supposedly gonna go. He wants to film a movie in space, and supposedly he's gonna make it happen.
Just how?
They're saying there's no report on a director yet, but on the article from I believe it was Slash Film, they're saying this. It might be. They wouldn't be surprised if it's a director that he's worked with a lot of times already. Maybe Christopher McQuarrie or somebody that knows what they're doing.
What? Someone's gonna go in space?
Somebody that knows what they're doing, because if you're gonna be filming something up, like, you gotta be.
Yeah, but.
And how do you do that?
How do you get people up there? Like I mean, also you know how to get up there, but
but the production crew, your equipment.
No one is trained for that.
Your equipment and just everything. And it's funny because James Cameron 15 years ago, it was around when Mission Impossible 2 came out, approached Tom Cruise to try to do because James Cameron is just as crazy as Tom Cruise. Crazy as in just like whatever vision or whatever they want to do, they're going to make it. I mean, James Cameron, I believe, like, had his own submarine built to go do his documentaries in the ocean. Like, this guy will make it happen. Tom Cruise is the same way with his stunts and everything. Didn't Tom Cruise fire the stunt, like, supervisor or producer or something?
Protocol.
And then he just...
He got a new stunt safety guy.
That's why he's producers in all his movies, because
he
tells himself yes.
Yeah, because the stunt safety guy said no about something. I think it was Ghost Protocol.
The wall thing,
the climbing up the big building, and he just fired him and got a new safety guy.
And that's why he's a producer, because
I think I was after Mission Impossible 3, because they wouldn't let him do any of the stunts, and he got mad.
Yeah,
and then he bought.
I think he bought a company,
didn't he buy something?
He bought some, but he's like producer.
Yeah,
so he's producer, so he answers to himself.
It's a badass.
Yeah, he answers to himself. So now he's trying to go to space. James Cameron approached him to go into space. It was like 15 years ago. Mission Impossible 2 came out, and they wanted to do it, but it just never got off the ground.
If he does that, that's it. He's the best action star there is.
Can you imagine if he does it with James Cameron, which I don't think James Cameron's going to do it now.
He's Avatar.
But 15 years ago, I get it. You know, maybe we just weren't there. It was a different time. It was Tom Cruise at this point. He's known as being this crazy stunt guy.
But I'm just trying to figure out, how do you get the crew members up there?
It would have to be. What would be the story? What would it?
How would you film?
How would you film?
How would you film action, man? Because that's like...
But what would you film in space?
No, but
would it just be the idea that you're in space that would make it...
What's crazy is that it's kind of like dangerous, because like... what if you fuck up and...
But that's the thing, like...
And you don't have training.
Yeah, like, let's say if he learns or whatever.
No, the crew people don't. Like...
But I don't think they would have a whole crew.
I have a feeling it will probably be him. Like, I guess they must put astronauts or something to go with him.
Yeah. He's not gonna go by himself.
Well, obviously, but I'm saying like astronauts that are trained, and I guess they might film.
Maybe that's the thing, and not even that. If they're in space, what are you going to film? What's the movie gonna be about?
What's the action gonna be?
You can't do much. You're not gonna have him. You're not gonna risk his life having him float around and. The deep, vast space. He's gonna have to be in the station. I have a feeling
a lot of people wouldn't even believe it. That's real space. It's green screen. I feel like that would be
the hype of like he actually filmed this in space. That would be a huge event if he did that, because he would have to launch up into space. I feel
like there'll be some like people. Oh, he's not really in space. They're just doing it in the green screen, and they're like they just did it in the green screen.
If they're gonna make that make that into a movie,
show him going.
They're gonna film him launching up into space. It's gonna be a movie about him here on the ground, and then maybe there's a portion of the movie where they're gonna go into space, and it's just actual footage of him in the shuttle. The shuttle taking everything real.
If they do that, then the Earth is flat theory is completely screwed.
That would be.
That'd be funny.
Insane if he did that, and I'm assuming that's what it would be. And then when he's in space, it's not like you can film action in space.
I don't think Kyrie Irving will believe that he's in space. The Earth is flat.
That's just...
And it's not going to happen, though. Because who's going to fund all that?
He's teaming with SpaceX and all that. So apparently
Voice of a rocket.
He's making it happen.
Just,
It would have to be something where it's the movie
the
starts
whole
on the
movie's
ground.
based on the ground, and the ending is him going up because
midway,
yeah. You can't film action up there.
You can't. There's not much you can do. You're not gonna. You can't do a gravity. You can't do a movie like Gravity in actual space. You're gonna die.
Yeah, because I was watching like the GQ. They get like astronauts to react, and even some of Gravity is saying that everything that happens, like her moving on none of that is real. Cause saying that like it's like the way it is, I feel like everything's like much slower and there's no gravity up there. So like
everything's slower.
Like and you're just floating all the time. So it's like I don't know.
It's not as exciting.
You can't make it like a Interstellar or Gravity where it's like all the movements and like you're moving back like.
Everything will be too slow.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that's probably what they're gonna look at. They're gonna look into the actual science behind this. Like, can we do this? And would it be engaging? Would it be exciting? Or are we better off just filming it fake, making it fake?
That's more of a live event type of thing.
It's Tom Cruise in space. That's the movie.
like it launches him up and that's it because you can't really do a movie. Like, what's the story behind it?
What's the plot?
What's the story? Like, you can't do anything.
Because that's the thing. You'll be moving too slow.
And plus when you go, let's say he goes outside and does a little spacewalk or some shit.
He can't do that.
You know how dangerous that is? Like one fuck up.
And who's gonna be filming? And again, you can't move quick to move with him. And you're
risking other people's lives trying to film something.
And you can't move as fast as you think you like when you're on a set. I don't know. When you're just floating there. If you're like on a set, yes, you have a camera guy and you just kind of fake it. Look at Gravity. Look at all these other movies that it looks real. Okay, but we obviously know it's not. It's not necessary. It's just not necessary.
It's a cool idea.
It would be an event. Just do a Tom Cruise live.
And him
in
going
space.
Up.
If he wants to go to space, just go to space, make it a live event, make money off of it. But if you can, there's just no way you can film it.
Supposedly, like for Top Gun, he asked them, "Oh, can he fly the jet?" And they said no.
Yeah,
and he just said no. Like, no, you cannot fly this.
But he did ride on. The jets, but he didn't fly it.
Yeah, but he wanted to though. Like, he tried.
He tried
again to fly it, but I was like,
you can't. That's literally military.
You know how expensive that shit is.
You have an actor fly it.
Man, people in the comments feel like, man, this guy really wants to die while filming a movie. Like, he's really.
Yeah, can you imagine him flying those fighter jets? There's just no way.
No, but that's just years and years of training. Though.
Yeah, you can't just have a guy.
I mean, it's Tom Cruise, but you just can't fly that.
He's like, come on.
That's dangerous.
That's insane.
Especially in the movie, like they get close to one another. Like
I mean, if he finds a way to do it, I'm watching it.
But I'm gonna watch it.
I don't think it'll happen.
It won't be engaging.
It doesn't seem realistic.
They might end up faking it. They might just fake it.
Yeah.
I mean, look how good Gravity looks. It looks real.
That's the niche right now. The thing is, it's how far can he go? Like what crazy stuff can he do? The Mission Impossible movies, that's what they are. Each movie they're thinking, what can we do next that you haven't done before?
He's gonna find a black hole in space and go in it.
Yeah. I mean, he did the Halo jump. He's the first actor to actually like train.
Even though
I
get they did kind of mess up with the CG lightning and stuff. I think it should have been one natural,
just whatever the weather was type of thing.
Yeah, I think adding all that kind of like
it made it look less. Yeah,
but they should have been all natural. They didn't just doing it.
Because that was cool.
That was pretty cool.
Guy's crazy.
You know, I don't know. It won't happen. I think it's a cool dream, but
it's a thing that they're just putting out there, and if it happens, I'm watching.
One crazy son of a bitch will be like, "Yeah, let's do it."
It's supposedly with SpaceX, so it's a thing.
Yeah, that Musk guy he's crazy too. Yes. With this kid? What they name it?
I don't know what his name is.
XA 12.
Yeah, it's letters and numbers, and
it's like
everybody's like mocking it on Twitter, like if he's an alien. Like, and he levitates above his crib. He doesn't lay on his crib. He levitates.
Isn't it like it's I don't know, like math problems or something?
I don't know. I don't even know. That guy's in another.
Celebrities had to come with dumb names.
He's in another level. But yeah. So I did want to talk about that because Tom Cruise he's on a mission. I don't know what he wants to make sure he does it all. So
what else does he want to do?
I don't know. That's why I'm excited for those next Impossible movies because you already know what's going to be his next stunt.
Skydiving. He's climbed that
Halo
building.
Jumps. Like that's
he climbed
hung
that
off
building.
A helicopter.
He climbed, he dangled off a helicopter. He climbed up it. He was flying a helicopter. in that scene. Like, he climbed up, did a whole action sequence, which, by the way, if you guys watched it, there's like a 30-minute behind the scenes. Yeah. You see him, like, it's scary. It's like him flying next to a mountain, like, and they're flying low.
Yeah, he piloted a helicopter, hung off the tallest building in Dubai, I believe it was. He
already did, like, underwater.
Learned how to hold his breath for.
Man, I mean, look at that picture of him on top of the building before in part 4.
He's just sitting there. Yeah, the tallest building in Dubai.
I think on Graham Norton, they're like, Are you not scared? He's like, no. He has that smile, like that.
Dude, I'd be shitting my pants.
I feel like he will be the one to like break my fears, like of everything.
Well, he got James Corden to skydive.
Well, if Tom Cruise tells me, hey, you want to skydive with me? How I might shit my pants, but if Tom Cruise wants it, that's an experience. Yeah. Like skydiving with Tom Cruise, fuck it.
The fact that he just took that picture casually on top of a building in Dubai.
No shoes on, nothing.
Just
like, no, they're on a helicopter. They got him close to it. He just you slip or something, you fall. No, like he just got.
Scary. Just thinking about it gets me like.
He just sat down, took the picture, and then he had to climb back onto the chopper. Holy shit, man! I wonder if Scientology had no fear. Scientology.
Scientology. That's what Scientology does.
It's no fear.
Oh my god. But
I'm excited for 7 and 8.
Yeah, they got delayed, obviously, for the pandemic. But
I'm just trying to think of what crazy stunt we're gonna do next.
They got 2 more movies.
And he hanged. Inside of an airplane. And was it 4? No, 5.
Yeah.
Like
the airplane,
it took off.
A cargo airplane took off, and he was hanging on it.
I was watching.
I love the Mission Impossible.
I was watching behind the scenes, and they were shitting themselves. Because
and you see like that stunt, you can tell it's real. When that plane takes off,
you see the pressure.
You see him. You can tell that's real.
They were scared because the camera was like the camera was moving.
A lot of pressure.
And it's saying they're scared that the camera broke. It hits him. He because I don't I think he was probably strapped to something.
Yeah.
No, but still he could that strap can break.
Knocks him out or anything. There's so many things that could go wrong.
They had to clear the air for those birds. There's a bird could hit him.
It's so crazy. It's the guy. He's crazy in possibly the best way for film because we need that. We need that.
Think what other stunt.
We won't be able to guess. Only they can do it.
But I don't know what other crazy thing he's done. He's already done he dangled on a helicopter, hang on several airplane, climb the building,
and they won't announce it until
Halo jump.
I hope they don't announce it. No, they're gonna have to. They'll have to because that's part of the marketing for the movie.
Yeah.
The main thing with Mission Impossible was he did the Halo jump. But let's see. Well, we won't be able to guess. Those people are brainstorming, and they already know apparently if they're doing back-to-back movies. So let's see.
Yeah, he's probably thinking of something.
Yeah.
Maybe going deep underwater.
I don't even know. Wrestle a shark. Let's see. But
he's an action star. That's why I love his movies.
Yeah, he's like a legitimate action star. I gotta respect it. I love.
Dude, he's like what 50?
He's in his 50s.
6 or something. I don't even know.
That's why they're filming. I think back to back. They're just like we gotta get you.
Man. They're in shape.
So let's see.
Scientology, shit.
Has him.
There's some wonders over there.
He's immortal.
Oh!
Let's see though, man. The next thing I wanted to talk about. I guess the Star Wars, the Clone Wars ended. The series finale for the Clone Wars. It's just very disappointing because I think we got some peak Star Wars these past couple weeks. No, not the episode, not the episode. I'm just disappointed of how good it was, and it's probably the best we're gonna get in a Star Wars show. Maybe Mandalorian. From what we're hearing about Mandalorian, what's coming...
Yeah, but I don't know about peak. I think Clone Wars is the peak right now.
Yeah. I mean, what we got...
That's movie quality.
Yeah, and what we got in this 4-part ending to the show...
That's so good.
It's just amazing. Dave Filoni...
That soundtrack.
...needs to... Him... I think everybody involved in Mandalorian, like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they need to come together and just keep overlooking all these projects. Because, man, I mean, between Mandalorian and just the ending of Clone Wars, that's good Star Wars. That's peak Star Wars right there.
No, and that soundtrack.
The sound, yeah, it was the same guy too. He
Oh.
does the Rebels soundtrack too, which we're in the last season.
Season 4?
I'm on the last season of Rebels, so I'll probably be talking about that one soon. But man, what an ending for Clone Wars. I mean, like, just so good. You know what I mean? Just everything that you can ask for is in it. I wanted more just because of how good it was, but
Yeah, it should have been longer, but I'm fine. I'm fine.
it
with
was
that.
just perfectly, just because, and the fact that I'm so deep in Rebels right now, so I finished Clone Wars, I'm deep in Rebels, so things still are making sense for me, and I'm understanding the overall story. And oh man, I mean, what they do, just even the last scene, right? Was just so well shot, and just everything. It's
That
just,
shot of Altano, like looking at all the helmets,
yeah,
and that wide shot, and it was
Yeah,
just in that
man.
music. I was like,
the soundtrack was amazing.
dude, I was like, just
amazing.
got goosebumps.
Yeah.
I haven't felt this way since like Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, and it's just so good, man. And I kind of want to get into spoilers a little bit, so just if you guys are not caught up yet, this is like our last segment, so we are gonna get into just Clone Wars and all that. So spoiler warning. Just that with Darth Vader coming out, that shot, you know what I mean?
And you kind of do see his eyes a little bit when he picks
Yeah.
up her lightsaber. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you kind of see he kind of like it looked like regret a little bit. I don't want to.
It was that last moment of a little bit of Anakin, and then that's it.
And then he goes full Vader from there.
Because he's like, okay, she's dead. That's it.
Yeah, the way he was holding it, and he knows who it is.
Yeah.
And he's looking at the shit, like how the way the thing crashed, and
Yeah. Just and the soundtrack was amazing. Amazing. We've been hearing a lot of things with what's Lucasfilm right now. Supposedly is in this back and forth. They don't know what to do. Apparently, from what I'm hearing, from a lot of different sources that we watch and all that, and they're reliable, like Clownfish TV and all these different people. Supposedly, Lucasfilm is like in this, what they say, quote unquote, like civil war of Kathleen Kennedy's camp and Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. Now they're the ones kind of like coming up right now, and then Kathleen Kennedy. They're saying it. Kathleen Kennedy's like, Bob Iger knows what's going on, and they're saying that there's just something going on there. And Kathleen Kennedy, they're saying that she has like a very loyal camp around her, people that she's hired.
like Ryan Johnson.
And they're saying that between her and Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, because you're seeing Mandalorian, you're seeing Clone Wars, these two things are huge successes right now.
Well, her stuff are all flops.
All her stuff. She was in Star Wars Resistance,
flopped.
2 seasons, and that second season was only 8 episodes. And Galaxy's Adventures, other things I'd never even heard of before. All that. The sequel trilogy, we all know how that went. So, and supposedly like there's this tug back and forth of who's gonna end up running things, and you can just see the difference. We were watching some of the making of The Rise of Skywalker, and you have this producer that works with Kathleen Kennedy, and Chris Terrio, the co-writer of Rise of Skywalker with J.J. Abrams, said that he's never rewritten a script more in
And
his
you
life.
see it in
than
the
this
making
one.
with the
And
laptop.
when you're watching the making, he has a laptop on him at all times. And him and JJ are sitting down going through the laptop. And the producer, I forgot her name. She just looked like the
Little rat.
the spy that Kathleen Kennedy sends over to make sure what they're doing. You know what I mean? Because she was just sitting there overlooking everything they were doing, like kind of looking, and then JJ looked stressed throughout the set. He didn't even look optimistic anymore. He just looked like
It's
done.
over. It's
He
over.
looked done compared to
Yeah, because
Force Awakens. Because Force Awakens,
he was super excited the way he was talking, and then and you see this one, he was like, yeah, I can't wait. He's
Yeah.
like, he didn't give a fuck. He was
yeah,
just like, he
he
was done.
knew, and you can tell the producer was just kind of there, and like, because that's the funny thing, because with Last Jedi it wasn't that way. Last Jedi was only written by Ryan Johnson, full reins.
because she liked the script.
You know, and what's going on is that there's a back and forth with Lucasfilm.
And I think that's why with the new Star Wars film with the Taika
Waititi, yeah.
I the reason why it's 3 years because I think her contract is up in 2 years. So
Yeah.
I think Bob Iger is waiting on her contract.
It's very weird because on the Star Wars website, that it's true about that female centric. And again, I'm not even saying this to be a certain way. This is literally how it's labeled when the announcement was made. It says female centric Star Wars show coming soon. And Clownfish TV, I forgot her name, but she's the co-host of the show, and she was saying, I'm a woman, and I wouldn't want to see for Mandalorian, new testosterone-driven male show coming to Disney Plus. And when she said that, I was like, wow, like, yeah, I guess that's a good way, just announce the show. You know what I mean? What is the show about? Is it Ahsoka Tano? Is it? Because that's why I don't get, like, Star Wars has great female characters. That's not an issue. There's Ahsoka Tano supposedly coming to Mandalorian and all this stuff. It's great. Ahsoka Tano's like she's honestly, after watching all this, she's a great character. She's my top character. So it's like, and the Clownfish TV, she was saying, like, I'm a woman. I'm all for it, but, like, why are you, it's just like using us as shields or something to, like, just, and she was just really upset by that. It's like, I don't want to see people, like, an announcement. Why isn't Mandalorian saying a male-starred, Star Wars show? It's just like, oh, no, the Mandalorian show is coming to Disney Plus. And in the article, and this is the Star Wars website, Clownfish TV was talking about this. They announced the Taika Waititi, because I didn't know that show was confirmed, because the rumors is that Kathleen Kennedy's leaking this stuff because she wants to stay in somewhat of a power. Because they're saying that Bob Iger hasn't mentioned her in his memoirs. Like, Bob Iger's just been really quiet. And if you notice,
he's quietly pushing it to the side.
Because the movies aren't working. At the end of the day, you're not making the studio money.
And the park didn't do it, and that was her idea.
And that was her idea as well. She was the one that wanted to... for some reason, she does not like the original. She doesn't like... And maybe because it's not her doing. It's George Lucas. Because that's what they were saying. Everything with her,
she wants to, I think what it is, she wants to be known for something about Star Wars. Oh, like, I did this in Star Wars.
I did this because that was her thing.
And that's her whole
the
thing.
Imagineers at Disney, and they were saying how the Imagineers, they know what they're doing, and they had already for years set up everything, a layout of what they were going to do at the parks, and it was going to be Tatooine, Endor, and they were going to make it this great thing. And Bob Iger was set on it, and that they said that Bob Iger had a meeting with Kathleen Kennedy. And she had convinced him. They had a talk, and he ended up calling them and saying, "Hey, look." And Kathleen Kennedy, what she said in the meeting was, "We have so many more stories ahead of us than behind us." That was her argument, and the Imagineers were really upset, and they're like, "No, we've been working on this for 2 years. Now you want us to just start all over?" And they went out to go get drinks, and obviously, as professionals, they came back the next day and they went to work.
That sucks.
And even then, all that work that they put in for the new land, which looked great, Disney ended up cutting like half the budget. And that's why people don't like it. It's
not very good.
And Kathleen Kennedy, right there. And again, Rise of Skywalker, we're watching that set. You can tell all the actors from the Star Wars sequels, little jabs here. John Boyega, I think all of them, even Rey. Daisy Ridley came out talking about they all came out and said something about Last Jedi, and they're like, yeah, we really thought it was going to go a different direction. They know the disaster. We are watching just recently, which, by the way, the Star Wars Mandalorian making of docuseries is amazing. Great. And we were watching, they had all the directors, Taika Waititi,
Bryce Dallas Howard, Deborah Chow.
Yeah, all the directors from all the episodes. It was set on them.
And you see the love of Star Wars.
Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, they're all there. And they were showing the set of Mandalorian, and who's so there different. Overseeing everything? Jon Favreau.
Seeing George Lucas on that set.
There was George Lucas, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni. And Dave Filoni said it, though. I'll never forget that quote he said in the making. He was like, "Everything I do is for Star Wars, and for what George Lucas represents as Star Wars. Like, he learned everything from him. He's like, I never feel entitled to make it my own." Like if it's just mine. Like, at the end of the day, it's his and it's his world.
throw a Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, because Ryan Johnson
and the Darth Maul voice actor.
Yeah, I was gonna get into that now. But if you see the set, just watch the Rise of Skywalker documentary and then watch the Mandalorian.
So much different.
You see Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni on set. Kathleen Kennedy, yes, was there, but she looked like that.
Little annoying friend,
that annoying mom or something that's there that the kids are just kind of like, all right, mom, you know, she's just there. But Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they were saying how they were there overseeing everything. All the directors of each episode said how if they ever had a question, they were there. Taika Waititi said that he liked the fact that he knows he can go too far out with his comedy and his style, and he really appreciated the fact that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau were there to keep him in line with the story.
Yeah, which because I know before,
that's not what the sequels had at all.
Because I know I said before about him, like I was like he's good. Like I haven't seen the Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah,
yet.
he can go out. He can go far out.
He can go a little too much, and I like the fact that he said that, and that kind of like, okay. I like the fact that he knows that he can go too much.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the Star Wars movie, for the movie, I'm a little excited. Yeah. Because I know that he has people that he can ask questions.
I'm excited, but I'm also worried because what if it's not? Yeah. If it's Kathleen Kennedy, forget about it. She's not going to be there. She's going to be like, oh no, go ahead.
Yeah. If it's Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni,
and he's in good hands, yeah.
But if it's Kennedy, we're fucked.
That's because that's exactly what they were all saying. That's what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni said. They all put their input, their own styles in the story, but we were here to make sure that all their styles line up within the overall story that we have. The sequel trilogies never had that because it was just Kathleen Kennedy saying, "Yeah, go for it."
Was George Lucas even on set?
I don't even know. I think
he was just pissed at him.
Why wasn't anyone else like working with Ryan Johnson in the his movie?
But why wasn't Dave Filoni why was Dave Filoni
That's the
there
thing. That's why they're saying. I think now it's becoming a thing of. He's starting to.
Someone needs to be there.
And I think he's starting to get more power right now because Mandalorian was a huge success, and he directed some episodes.
I know, and you see it like what's her name? Gina.
Yeah, I forgot her. Yeah, but yeah, I know who you're talking about.
The former UFC fighter. She was saying that if you have a question about this armor, Dave Filoni will tell you the whole backstory.
And he never had an ego. She said it was never in an ego way. Like if he knew, it was just because he was a fan. He's a fan. That's all it is. He just knows.
And you see it like in that show when he's talking about it. He's crazy about Star Wars. And
this Clone Wars ending, these 4 episodes, that's all him.
That's him just
full. Let this guy just oversee Star Wars. Give him a movie.
You know what at this point. And because I read the rumor, like when the Rise of Skywalker was coming out, that's the way Ahsoka Tano was gonna be in the movie. And I feel like if Dave Filoni created that character with George Lucas, and he wasn't gonna let that happen. He's like, if you fuck up Ahsoka Tano, like he would. No. I feel like he would say something if they messed up her character in that movie.
He would be done.
Because, dude, imagine if they killed her off or something in the movie. Yeah,
no.
Like, you imagine, like, the wrath over from Dave Filoni, like, he would go off.
Yeah, I know.
Because that's his character. Like, only he goes near that character.
Yeah.
Like, and that's why for Mandalorian, she's going to be in because he's a part of that show.
Yeah. And I'm excited. And again, that's what they're saying. There's this tug back and forth. And I do think Kathleen Kennedy's going to be slowly pushed to the side.
They're waiting for a contract
even in that Star Wars article, I completely forgot this point. They announced that Taika Waititi...
and then they added her thing, right?
She wasn't even on the headline.
No.
It was Taika Waititi movie coming for Star Wars. And at the bottom of the article said... And also, Disney Plus is getting new Star Wars Disney Plus show. Hello, they didn't even put it on the headline.
She fired Colin Trevorrow. What was the other
Chris Miller, Phil Lord. Even though she let them finish 90% of the movie. So at that point, are you not paying attention? Why is that a shock to you when you're watching the dailies at 90% of the footage is done? Why are you now deciding, I don't like this?
Yeah, and supposedly that Ron Howard was brought to reach like 20%, but he ended up doing like 70% of the film.
Yeah, you have to. Because of the tone. Supposedly it was 2 different tones, which you can tell.
And she fired... Well, I mean, I'm glad that Boba Fett movie didn't happen.
Yeah. So...
And she didn't like the Kenobi script for the show.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about that, because that's Deborah Chow.
Yeah, man, she's good.
And she did the best, probably one of the best episodes in Mandalorian.
The action with the
Three,
Mando.
she did 3 and like 6 or something. She did 2 that really great ones. So I was like, what's wrong with it? What do you think is wrong with it?
Because
she denied Colin Trevorrow's episode 9.
Yeah, with this, and that was actually like
that was
better.
Way better than Rise of Skywalker.
You know why she didn't like it? Because Kylo stays bad.
And it's a little darker, a lot of prequel stuff in it. It's very Star Wars.
And it's called Duel of the Fates. Dude, oh my god.
Yeah, so
because it pisses me off.
She's
it
clearly, yeah.
It's like your opinion to me does not matter. If you don't like the script, it's probably amazing then.
Yeah, that's exact, and that's why they're saying there's a civil war going on.
Because I'm sorry, you look at Rise and you look at the original episode 9.
I would have rather seen.
I'd rather see Colin because
yeah.
at least it's a sequel to 8. As I hate 8 to the bottom.
But he tried his best to continue that story, and he did it well.
And honestly, I feel like that movie could have actually redeemed a little bit. It could have been like Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, and Revenge of the Sith a little bit.
It could have been the Revenge of the Sith that we were hoping for, yeah.
Because Kylo stays bad. He fights Vader in a cool dream sequence. Rey stays
he had a lot of stuff, and she's actually experienced.
But and you see training with Luke, and it was looked like a Jedi temple or something.
Yeah, she has the dual lightsaber.
Luke comes up with the Force Ghost. And she has like the Return of the Jedi outfit.
Everybody has a role to play.
And of course it was funny because like even in that script, Finn and Rose had like a shitty side story.
Yeah.
But which I don't care.
But you still have more roles in the movie.
But at least, and she had a dual bladed, like a dual sight, whatever it's called, which was pretty cool. Because she took the fragments. Like everything just sounds better than we got from the original 9. Oh, and. What was the writer, Chris Terrio?
Chris Terrio.
He said he kind of threw at Kathleen Kennedy.
It was her idea
to
bring
back
Palpatine. She's
so
terrible.
just as simple, you said that. It means you don't know anything about Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because you can't treat Star Wars like a Marvel film. Oh, just put Thanos in there or just put Palpatine. It's not. You have to like.
Yeah,
Palpatine
the sequel trilogies
died.
to me are non-existent. They don't count.
Also,
they're not canon for me.
And also the Force healing that they added completely ruins the
everything
prequels.
else. Yeah.
Because why couldn't Yoda just force heal Padme?
Yeah.
Or which doesn't make sense because the dark side does the soul sucking crap.
So it's kind of the same concept.
Which doesn't make sense. But the good guys do the force healing. So Anakin should just stay good then.
Yeah.
Because if Anakin stayed good,
that's more powerful.
That's more powerful. He could have force healed his mom, his Padme. So he went bad thinking, oh, you could learn how to cheat death, but actually if you stay good, you do the force healing.
It's stupid.
So what's the difference?
Even the voice actor of Darth Maul came out.
Sam Witwer?
Sam Witwer. And he came out saying that the Rian Johnson's Last Jedi seems like a movie that by someone who didn't do their homework on Star Wars.
Very
and
nice.
He said you can't, and there's a quote from him, you can't reinvent Star Wars.
You don't know it.
If you don't fully understand it. You can't break the rules if you don't know the rules.
Yeah, he broke the rules.
And Rian Johnson was just like, I'm going to reinvent Star Wars without truly understanding it. Even as much as he claims, you can show your books on your shelf.
Didn't he hate Empire Strikes Back?
At first. He was just trying to prove a point that people are going to end up loving Last Jedi in the long run, which they're not.
But even Mark Hamill looked at him like, that's
Sam Witwer quoted that. He said, he's like, yeah, Rian Johnson.
So soon after Clone Wars ended.
Yeah.
Says that, which is like
crazy. It was right when it ended.
He was waiting.
And we have an article on this. If you want to read the full quote and everything, we on our website cruisinf.com. We've been doing all the news posts and stuff like that. If you guys haven't checked it out already, definitely check it out. We have a article on that, on his full quote and what he was saying, because he was on a Twitch stream and he kind of just went off on it a little bit.
What, did someone ask him?
Maybe somebody asked him and he just started talking about it. It was on his Twitch, and he said that. And
I wish I can get see Dave Filoni's opinion.
I know.
I would love to see what he has to say. Just if he said that, that means he has talked to Dave. He's good friends with Dave.
If he thinks that, the creator of Clone Wars thinks the same thing.
Yeah, that means they have talked.
Yeah. For him to say it seems like someone who didn't do his homework.
Dude, George Lucas must hate. I mean, he hated Force Awakens, so he must hate.
Just the truth. I mean, he didn't even show up for Rise of Skywalker, so.
He's probably hurt.
Yeah.
He's probably like, dude, I couldn't even finish it.
I think right now he knows, let me just support Dave Filoni. Let me support these guys that know what they're doing.
And I was thinking about this. I wonder, would Dave Filoni make a show, away from the Skywalker, away from all that, and do a show about like George Lucas' original script about the what's it called, the Claridians. Like do something about that to where you like explain
But
it.
it would have to be with he had his story.
No, but like a completely like side like.
He could, but the sequels were meant. The sequels are based off the Skywalkers.
The Skywalker, because he was like.
And in Clone Wars, it teases about Anakin and
the Mortis gods.
So he had a whole thing.
Yeah, it makes sense because I would like to see George Lucas' like way of like about the gods and how.
And we do get some of that. We get some of that, but.
I mean, I would like to see something about that, but only if Dave Filoni's touch like.
Because look how great those episodes were in Clone Wars.
Yeah, because it just sucked. Because I actually want to learn, because watching those episodes of Clone Wars of the Mortis gods and the light and the dark, and he's like the balance. Yeah, I kind of want to learn more about that.
It's like interesting stuff.
Because I actually like that, and it just like Star Wars. Watching those last 4 episodes of Clone Wars, that's what Star Wars should be. It's very epic. It's very like poetic.
That was right? Amazing.
Like very like poetic. Because the way it ends, it's. Like it's just
it sets you off for the next story.
I know, and it's just it pisses me off seeing what they're doing to it.
Because you can see what good Star Wars can be.
Man, that soundtrack, and everything. Even with Darth Maul, like her fighting Darth Maul, that like it felt like Duel of the Fates.
Yeah,
everything
that it shows you.
And I love the callback he did to Phantom Menace, like the way he opens his lightsabers, and
it shows you what good Star Wars can be if in the right hands.
Star Wars is supposed to be epic. It's supposed to be this good stories, and they're just completely shitting on it. And at least some people at Lucasfilm are not agreeing with it. I'm glad that they're going against Disney, because Disney was really.
Yeah, no, but Lucasfilm, I think it's going through this really rough period, but I think they're going to push through.
What?
I think when Kathleen Kennedy's out, and I do think she's going to be out, I think they're going to...
It's 2 years, right, left?
Yeah, but I don't know. I have a feeling she's got to go. She's got to go.
He won't fire her.
She's got to go. But she's going to stay as long as she can.
The only way she'll... that's my worry. Just she wants to stay so bad that my worry that she's going to try to sabotage.
I don't know. She's just going to keep doing her thing.
She's going to keep doing her views onto things that we love. Like Kenobi, I'm worried about. Because if she didn't like the script... She
stopped it from happening because of the script. So it's like...
So that's kind of like, oh, man.
Yeah, I'm worried about that. Let's see.
But he won't fire her because of image.
No, yeah. It's going to look like they don't know what they're doing, and it looks bad on the company. And also,
if they announce that they fired her, the fans will be like...
Yeah. No, yeah. It'll stir up too much.
The same way, because Bob, he's like, look at what Bob Iger did with the Rian Johnson trilogy.
It's just very quietly,
but it's not gonna happen.
They never mentioned it again.
They're never gonna bring it up, and he will never announce it because why? Because
it'll stir up too much debate again.
No, because people.
It'll make people think that he's choosing a side, and then that's it. You're alienating, Yeah. But let's see, Let's see.
She has to go.
Yeah. Anything else before we wrap it up?
Fire Kathleen Kennedy, please. Oh, and David Benioff is different in DB West because they shitted on.
No, that was easier for them because they're like, okay, we'll just,
Yeah, you fucking suck.
Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching, thank you for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Again, we have our website is officially up. Really excited. We're having news on there, film news, game news, anything you need to know, we're posting it on there. We're also sharing it on our Twitter website as well for you guys to just stay informed, and another way for us to stay engaged and engage with you guys and stuff like that. The website is cruisinf.com, and you can also follow our Twitter, cruisin. Yeah, it's just cruisin. Not cruisin films. The @ is cruisin films. If you want to find us more specifically, and we're just putting up all of our stuff on there from the website, our episodes, and all that stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe. And until next time.